Well. I really wonder what we're going to be talking about today. Maybe we're going to be talking about the Fiorentina-Juve game 2-2, the Bologna game today, contra Gol, some sort of firing of a coach. Guys, TVP, he couldn't be here today. Emergencies. I am here. I'm back. I got a couple of guys in the green screen. Fabio, I don't know what he's doing. I think he's looking at his new MacBook. He's loving himself on this new MacBook Pro camera that follows him all around. But guys, most of it today will be going through the game, right? Starting lineups, lots of Patreon questions. With our special guests, we're going to go through the fiasco that was Milan, Curva Sud, the comments, statements. What a fiasco Milan is, but this is exactly the way we like it. We like to suffer. If we like to suffer. But guys, on that note, let's get the show on the road. Fabio, maybe Fabio's coming on.
You know what you need to do, because we're not professional here. We need to remind you, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you're up to date with all of our latest videos. Smash that like button. Leave a comment. Check us out on all of our platforms, audio-wise, StreamYard. What the hell is it called? All the other thing. Apple, Spotify, all that shit. Help support the channel. Patreons. And the super chats are open, baby. Get them in there. Let's go.
Cari amici sportivi, welcome yet to another edition of the Milan Weekly Podcast. Here we talk everything Milan, friends and foes. Even you are welcomed here, even haters, because we've got plenty of haters, and we have lots to talk about today. Fabio, directly from Ushed there in Long Island. Fabio, who did you bring on today over here? Who sono ste belle picciotte qua?
Well, first I'm going to start with a guy I haven't seen this summer. And if you know, Beppe is one of the best collectors and one of the greatest Milan fans I've ever come across. So I had to call him out. I haven't seen him in a couple of months. I said, Beppe, big news tonight. I need you on the pod. And like Batman, he answered the call, as he always does. And then, of course, my buddy Timmy, our buddy Compadre Frank. He always goes and visits Toronto. Well, Timmy had his presence over there. I just wanted Tim to give us an idea of what it was like to be at the club, because I couldn't be with my club this past weekend, just to feel this last game of 2024. Again, it just can't be two New York guys. That trumps almost any hand. So I had to balance with two Canadians. You know what I'm saying?
And Timmy's camera looks like
my
what
camera's,
I look.
shit right now.
Me after 6 Peronis.
No, that looks like Milan's rest of the season.
See, positive. Guys, before we get to talking about the game itself, I just wanted to give a quick shout out friend Parsa from the Milan Persian podcast. The guy does some content on there. He actually interviewed a gentleman called Pedro Santos, who used to play for Conceição. Great little featurette there on his channel, comparing Fonseca, Conceição kind of tactics. So on the Milan Persian podcast, guys, check it out. Guys, before we get into everything, right, I know I have plenty of Patreon questions. It's been a delusional 24 hours. Before getting into the news, let's go very quickly over the game, especially starting lineup and Steve. Steve, even though he's not here, he gave us some Patreon questions. he wanted to know like the starting lineup, the decisions made for Fonseca. We're gonna do like a little round table, get everybody's thoughts on there. Jimenez playing, guys. Even what kind of fucking formation was it? Because I wasn't believing what the application was telling me. But Terracciano in the middle. I don't know. Was Teo playing on the wing, and then Jimenez in the back? What did you take of all of this, Fabio? Especially getting that news of that starting lineup.
Well, unfortunately, this was the only lineup we could go with. We don't have anybody else. Everybody else is hurt. I would just more focus in regards of you want to see people taking their opportunities the way Jimenez is taking his opportunity. Now, being thrust in as a winger, a forward winger, when again, I've been putting him on the right side, get rid of this Emerson Royale. But no, we keep him on the left side as of right now with no Okafor, no Leao, no Pulisic. We have nobody else to play left wing. We ask a kid who's been playing in the Futuro team to come up and do more. And what I like about him, and the one thing that at least player-wise you can look at besides the two midfielders, is that here's a kid who's not taking the moment for granted. He's not scared. He's going up there and trying his best and making things happen. So in regards to Fonseca and the lineup, again, I don't particularly love the fact that you give Camarda no time. Actually, I don't even know if he's involved in getting Camarda in the game at the end because he's not even on the bench. But again, this game, when I look at it, I'll tell you, Vinny, we were very fortunate not to lose.
Jeremy Menez. Sorry.
Very, very fortunate not to lose. And Timmy, some of the guys at the bar were like, it just looks like we took our foot off the pedal in the last 20 minutes, half an hour. We had our chances, but Roma had right after the goal. But we did have some sort of chances. But Roma, we're talking about these teams now, they come to Milan, especially the season that we have. They're not scared to take on Milan anymore. And I'm not going to blame the defense or Magic Mike on the Dybala goal because that was, wow, just fantastic there. But you're saying they took the foot off the pedal after the goal? You didn't see anything 100%. Good after that?
Not really. I mean, I thought we were playing amazing starting the game. I think we were like pretty good, I would say. We were like, getting the opportunities and stuff. Obviously, finishing the chances is something that's been, lackluster this season. With Morata being one of our best forwards, I mean, what do we expect more, right? But I think after that first goal, after we conceded the goal, I think that was it. Like, that was just, the team did not look good. It's crazy. Like that commentator's curse, when you hear that, like I was talking so highly about Fofana on how he's been solid, his passing, even the pass that he gave for the when who was it? It was on a break there. I forget who it was, but he gave a beautiful pass. Was it Jimenez? Yeah, I think
it was Jimenez.
No, it was Teo, I think.
Teo, yeah, so one-on-one. Yeah.
Okay.
The one-on-one. So he gave a beautiful pass, and I was like, wow, this guy's so underrated. Like, I think he's so good, and people don't talk enough of him. And as soon as I said that, it's like, that's it. He started giving up passes, giving up balls, like taking extra touches when he shouldn't have to. It was crazy how like that just changed completely right after I said it. But I you know what? I like seeing this Jimenez kid, or as Frank says, Jeremy Menez. It's an inside joke. One of somebody we know called him Jeremy Menez. We're like, it's Jimenez, bro. But yeah, so like that was crazy, right? Like it was definitely, he's been playing very well. I like the kid. I think he's stepped up the most out of the young guys. Like even when you take in Camarda, when you take in what they call Bardasagi before, when you take Ziroli, I thought Ziroli had an amazing I thought Ziroli had an amazing preseason, but and Liberali too, right? But they didn't take the chance like Jimenez has, in my opinion. And I you know what? I agree with you, Fab. I think why not try him at right back again when we have a full squad, right? So that's the other thing.
Again, this only happened because like previous managers. All right, we're not going to get hung up on them, but it seems that the only time you give youth a chance is when your hand is forced. But
leave it to Gio for a super chat, who is part of the
I
Milan
love
Weekly
it.
podcast.
I love it. Start it up, G.
Taking
Start
a
that
break
super
from doing
chat, baby.
OnlyFans Milan and keeping up the Kardashian without the big booties. Thank you, Gio. Thank you. I'm Calabrese, Peps. I'm gonna call you Comparpe. Comparpe, tell me your thoughts on this game, the starting lineup. You know what? I'll take one positive. I like Benacer. I think he did that one bad, like he gave up the ball, but it looked.
Right.
I liked what I saw there. But how about you, man? Your takes from this game?
The only positive out of the whole game is Power Rangers. That's the only thing that he's consistent, he's containing. Otherwise, this fucking team, fuck them. They're bipolar as shit. This fucking team, mark my word, if you want to put $100, forget it, $1,000. This team is going to win the Supercoppa because that's how bipolar they are. They're going to go win the Supercoppa. They'll get this guy probably renewed for the past to the 6 months, and we're going to be back again where we started from. I know right now I'm going completely off track, but like I'm so fucking fed up with this whole situation of them using coaches as scapegoats. That game against Roma was just so stupid, the way everything was handled between the starting lineup, the way they played, and the way they even made Fonseca look like he was really alone. Like the whole game, like you don't do this. You don't treat a game. We made Roma look good. Nobody makes Roma look good this year.
And honestly, like I said, if you look at the highlights, guys, and I unfortunately went back and watched the highlights again, Roma has countless chances that if they do better, they win the game easily. Like embarrassment. I can go through the 10th minute. That's basically where the good stopped. Immediately in the 10th minute, they get one that I believe they hit the post and scares the shit out of everybody. Then they almost get it. Benacer looked good most of the game. I don't know if I would have given him 45 minutes straight off coming back immediately, but Fonseca wasn't there, so we were flying off the seat of our pants there, right? And Benacer almost gives up a chance there. Then they get another one in the 70th minute that Piselli's shot. He's alone. I don't know what he's doing, trying to kick it with the outside of his foot. He shanks it to the right. Then we get another one, El Shawari, son of a bitch, almost made it from the right side. Mike's diving across to make the save, and then Pellegrini almost gets one at the end. That's 5 good chances. I can't give you one after the goal for us. That's how bad we were. This was not like it's literally Fofana and Tijani Reindeers are the only highlights. The 19-year-old looks good, right? Nothing else looked good. No right back. Theo Hernandez, thank you for shooting. But again, I'm happy you're trying. Morata, a waste. He has one good chance where he's literally close to the net and he shanks it to the left. I mean, come on.
Okay. And do you think that games like this, Timmy, where we're very upset about the result and the performance, do you think if we're on a good streak, the episode with the penalty, which I still have no idea how that doesn't get called a penalty. Do you think it gets more attention?
Yeah, I don't think we even spoke about that, guys. That's in no fucking way that is not a penalty. The guy got tackled after he did a touch to make space for the ball. He played it and got tackled by himself. I shared this to everyone. Even my friend who's a Roma fan said, laugh my ass off. I cannot believe we got away with that one.
And we're not talking about it because we're more frustrated about the status of Milan. According to you, Comparpe, how is that not a penalty? Because if there's a foul at the other end of the box has nothing to do with the goal, it's still a penalty. How is this not a penalty? What was he seeing this referee?
I petition to sign to just give it a fucking bar. I'd rather it be the way it used to be, where we thought everybody was in malafede. We thought everybody was we got Moji locking referees in the bathroom. I'd rather be back in those days, because now that you have the technology and you don't fucking use it, why we have to wait 5 years to implement the NFL rule of challenging something? Why do we got to go through that? Why can't you just
the only explanation,
go look at it? Why do you have the technology if you're not going to go look at it?
So the only explanation I was told, which I guess makes somewhat of sense, was that it's not preventing a goal. So if he essentially shot it on net,
but perfect.
It's still a penalty. It's still
Perfect.
a penalty. But the
Exactly.
reason they didn't go look at it is because it did not prevent the goal, is what they're saying. So like if it was something that he was about to shoot it, he was about to whatever, then
It's in
the
the
VAR.
box.
No. I'm not saying it's not a pen. I'm saying it's a pen. I'm saying that the reason they didn't go look at it at VAR is because it wasn't a goal. Like it wasn't a chance on goal. So if it was direct to a goal, then they would have to go look at it at VAR.
Yeah, but sometimes
because
they go look
didn't-
at things that make no, like sometimes they'll go look at something when
Yeah.
you don't even know what happened, and
Yeah,
they'll change
see, that
something
doesn't
quick.
make sense either.
Like
right?
it's
I
funny,
said
it's
it.
like you gotta make it mix. I mean,
I said
don't
it.
know.
Serie A was the most controversial league refereeing wise before VAR. First league ever to introduce VAR. Still the most controversial refereeing decisions,
but
even with technology. It just
the part that upsets everybody is that you don't go look at it. Why do you have it if you're not going to implement it on what was a clear foul in the box? You know what it is like,
That's a
Pepe, you
straight
know what it's
robbery,
like?
man.
You know when we try to do the picture at halftime and they go outside to smoke and they just take forever? That's VAR. Every time a penalty needs to be looked at, VAR's outside smoking.
Why,
They
you
got
could
the
smoke in the
parliament.
stadium.
You know what? I wish they would smoke in the control room. They shouldn't
They're
leave.
allowed to.
But they don't. You know how they do that check-in right as the game starts? You see how they never go back and look at those pricks? Because they won't be at the desk. They'll be outside. That's the only way I can do it. I just
wish
don't understand.
Italy deserves to have, like, you know, when you hear them actually conversating with each other, I want to hear everything they're fucking saying. Because if you got nothing to hide, if you got nothing to, if you have a squeaky clean conscience, I want to hear what you guys are talking about. I don't need it when it's a scandal in 5 years down the line saying, oh, you know what? That's what they were talking about. You remember, like, what was that guy's name that used to play for Inter and play for Salernitano? That guy was offside.
Candreva?
The camera angle wasn't, like, all these things that happen after the fact. Why do we have to get to, I think, you know what it is? We need Sky to have, like, shows like Sky Calcio Club so people could cry and complain. If we fix everything, there's nothing to complain. You understand?
It's you know what we've talked about in the past. Maybe the solution for Serie A is to have like the NHL or just have that have that one team that's in the center of Serie A. They decide everything. But again, guys, it did not get that much attention because we're just concentrating on the news of the day. Guys, I know we talked about reindeers possibly are top of the match.
Real,
Anthony, Michael Fabri should be sent down to Serie A. Disgraceful referee. Thank you very much for the super chat. Look, even getting the MacBook, new Mac,
the MacBook thumbs up celebration.
The thumbs up and everything. Thank you, Anthony. He should be sent down to Serie A. It was really bad, but again, the outcome of this game and the news just overpowering this. But they should definitely look at that because I believe the regular penalty, maybe the punishment is maybe sitting out a couple of games. Horrible. But guys, we're talking about possibly reindeers. Fofana too for me. Had a good game, but reindeers as a top. Guys, how hard is this going to be? What's your flop of the game, Fabio?
Flop of the game, I would have to go. Honestly, I don't think Malik Chow had the greatest of games. I think it's been one of his weaker games in regards to the last couple of weeks that he's played. But I think it's Chukwueze. I mean, you got one good shot on target, and you end up getting hurt, which we don't. I haven't heard any rumors or news updates in regards to him. But what a disappointment Chukwueze has been. And I was extremely happy. He looked great in New York, right, Pepe? He looked great in the summer. He must want to play at the MLS because he doesn't know how to play well in Italy. And again, I'm losing faith, guys. Don't call me any names, but I don't know if I can trust people that are coming from La Liga, man. I honestly, it seems like only Gabia goes to La Liga, comes back better. These players we buy from La Liga, and I'm looking at Chukwueze and say, dude, come on, man. We spent almost 30 million for you. What are you doing? Where is the good play? You're getting an opportunity without Pulisic, and you keep laying stinkers. I need more than one good shot on target to be happy with your performance. Now you're hurt. God knows what's going on. He's my flop.
So Chuck E. Cheese flop.
My flop's my fucking internet and my camera today.
That's your flop of the game. Do you go with Chuck E. Cheese? For you, who's the flop of your game, Timmy?
I don't even know at this point, man. Biggest flop of the game is the ref. I don't know. Honestly, I think it's crazy to think that Arsenal want Chukwueze, buddy. Sell him. Fucking sell him. If Arsenal really want to replace Saka with Chukwueze, hey, maybe he'll do good there. Yeah, I can see it happening, but just get rid of him because he's not doing enough. He's not doing enough to me.
So two votes for Chucky. How about you, Kumbarape? What was your? You know what? I'm gonna give you mine. I'm gonna go with Twitterchano, guys. Because to me, I didn't see him all game.
Yeah, he was terrible.
I didn't see him all game. I didn't see him like what he brought to the table. I know Chucky is an easy target for that one. Morata is a very honorable mention because every single time it looks like we need him to step up to provide us those goals, he's not. But I'm gonna go with Terracciano for me. How about you?
I think I would say Morata because Morata, I'm expecting a little more out of him. You know, like. I didn't see anything that made me go crazy, especially given how it comes advertised. I didn't see him do anything. I didn't feel like, we're missing Pulisic, which is a huge, you could tell how much we miss him. We finally get Morata back. I'm not saying score goals because he's not meant to do that, but like I feel like it's like he wasn't there. Chukwueze is definitely an honorable mention, but Morata is definitely the one that disappointed me. Maybe because I'm expecting more out of him, but like
no, definitely. And then the fiasco starts. So during the pregame chat, we're talking. Sports media said it was Liban Youssef saying, "Oh, it looks like Fonseca is going to get sacked if he doesn't win." And I'm like, "No, it ain't going to happen. If it didn't happen by now." And even Andan's like, "No, we're stuck with this guy all season." And then, these reports start coming out and, okay, this really, and then you see a video of him coming out. Thank you very much. Yes, I was let go. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And,
but this has been in the back forever.
And it's
what? It's crazy.
Let's just go through, your feelings.
There were reports that he was going to get let go during the game. They send him out there to do the press conference again by himself, knowing damn well they're about to fire him the moment he leaves that press conference. So, like, it's just, again, an embarrassment. We all feel bad for Fonseca. I don't think anybody had the belief that he was going to do good, right? I know Beppe didn't. I know I was like, I don't know. Most fans were like, this is not the guy we wanted. Most fans wanted Conte. We wanted somebody who was going to come in and say, I'm not a pushover. And then, guys,
I want the guy that they just hired. I wanted
yes,
from the
but again, it might be too late.
Season.
Like Beppe mentioned earlier, this is 6 months too late now. Now he has to come in and clean. But again, it's more of like, look.
I'm happy it happened now before the January transfer market. Though.
But Tim, it only happened.
What's going to happen in January? They're not going to buy nobody.
No,
but we don't know.
First, the last guy, they're not going to buy nobody.
You're on a 6-month contract. You're not making any requests.
Yeah,
right.
The last guy they picked up is the starting goalkeeper for Empoli now. All right, that just tells you what we're going to look for in the transfer window if we buy anybody. All right, but we're probably not going to. But the only reason this happened, guys, is because financially it needed to happen. Mm-hmm. Because if you waited probably 3 more days and the clock changed to 2025, Cinderella was going to be owned another 2.5 years. What is that? Another $7.5 million, and that's all they cared about.
I actually think it's more than that. I think it's a bigger business decision than that. I think the problem is that the money that they'll lose not being in the top 4. So on top of losing on Fonseca, if he stayed a little bit longer, the fact that they have another 6 months to get at least to a top 4 is really going to hurt them their pockets as well. So as much as that you guys might not think something will happen, I actually do see improvements coming, especially with the injuries, especially with the new coach, because at the end of the day, Sergio Conceição was supposed to be there from day one. He was the one that most, at least people I know, wanted. I really like him. The excuse cannot be anymore, we don't have a good coach. So now it's up to the players to show up and this management to show up. Players, they show up on the field. Management, they show up in the transfer windows. So that being said, in my opinion, I do think we're going to get some signings because Sergio Conceição wouldn't have taken over a fucking shit show of a Milan saying, guys, I'm going to come here and try to fix this team with what you have in 6 months. There's no fucking way that's happening. Not a guy that's wanted by everyone, guys. This is not just Fonseca again. This is Sergio Conceição. Benfica was going to pay him more than Milan was going to pay. There's other teams that wanted him. Sporting wanted him and was going to pay him more than Milan are paying him. There was also teams in the Premier League that wanted him. He's a
Wolverhampton's, I think, yeah.
Wolverhampton. He's a wanted coach. He's not just Fonseca. So at the end of the day, for him to come to Milan and them say, you got to fix this in 6 months so we can give you another contract without him being able to bring in a couple players, I don't fucking think that's true.
Well, we'll see, right? True. And the question, I'm going to throw this out to you, Pepe. So, Steve P wrote on Twitter and even put a question through the comments, and I'm going to relate it to Nathan's question as well. It's like, how badly does Milan look as an organization right now that the sacking of their coach was leaked before it was even made official? And to Nathan saying, what would you propose they do to regain supporters' trust? Or is it possible they don't longer care? So what kind of società are we showing that, because it definitely got leaked, because the sports media set is saying it, right? And we didn't believe it. For him to come out and announce I've never seen guys in any fucking professional sports, I've never seen a coach announce his own firing. And this trust that we've lost.
We are
yes,
pioneers. Man.
There's
we
been
are pioneers.
Omar, he put up the post from La Curva Sud, what their statement was. But what are your comments about how do we look, right? And to everybody else, and do they care, or we're gonna regain our trust? What say you, man?
They don't give a fuck, man. They really don't give a fuck about us. They care about this. And you know what's good? What's going good for them? That they're hitting home runs as far as fashion, pulling out jerseys, gear with New Era, collaboration with the New York Yankees, having all these celebrities come by. It's all a smoke and mirror show. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be, because I know some American friends of mine, I've been getting a little bit upset at the fact that, now they're attacking this whole thing with non siamo americani, like this whole thing against the Americans, because obviously it's an American ownership. But these fucking jerk-offs think that this is like, we don't rebuild. We're not going to get the #1 pick for blowing it up. This is not fucking the NFL, the NHL, the NBA. You have to take the approach that this is a different world. You step into somebody's house, meaning Italy. There's ways of doing something. If you were going to invest in something, know what you're putting your money into. Milan is not a team where you could just get them from Serie B, bring them up and get it's such a different world in Italy. In Italy, at Derby, we live it for a month almost. Over here, I'm a big Yankee fan, but Yankees Mets, it comes and goes. 2 days, you forget about it. That's what they fucking want. They want you to be able to have a short memory. 2-3 days, the game's lost out, whatever, they'll get over it. Not in Italy. In Italy, we're psychopaths. We have no lives. That's all we thought. We live, breathe. So, again, you have Ibra, which is a fucking clown. I cannot believe I'm actually saying that. Became a clown. Because you want to talk about how he got leaked? What the fuck were the Three Stooges? Moncada, Furlani, and Ibra when this was happening. They bounced, no? How does that look? You want to know how that looks? We look like jerk-offs. We look like
unprofessional.
We don't care about the fans. We really don't care. And it all started before that, but recently, Cardinale. Oh, I want to give space to the people that made the team. So if you wanted to give space and you don't want to show up, why didn't you call Maldini? Save face. He doesn't show up, he looks like an asshole. Just all these little things are making you alienate yourself from the fan base. And this is just the many things, even if it has nothing to do with it, it does. Because you have no, like, you don't, I don't know if you don't have the pulse of the supporters, or you just don't give a fuck. Because no matter what they do, you say, you know what, don't get over it. We'll buy this person and that person and whatever, when we'll let it go. The only person that really had Milan on heart, they fired him.
Yeah.
And I will say one thing. The one that was a true gentleman in all of this was Fonseca. Because what he said by getting fired, took it like a man to me. I don't think we'll ever, what surprises me that all the stuff that's been leaked, the stuff that's in the locker room never got leaked. I don't know what was going on with him and players. But, you know, he came out head up high, right? I know a lot of us, a lot of people hated him, wanted his head. You know, Fabio, how about I ask you what Steve was saying is like, we all knew that the Fonseca saga was all but coming. Should this have happened 5 games ago, 10 games ago, 13 games ago? And if so, do you think we would have saved a lot of drop points?
I think when you look back at the way we were playing games, this should have happened weeks ago, because none of the games that we were playing looked good. They were awful. The only thing Fonseca had to show for it is 2 amazing victories, one against Inter and one against Real Madrid. But every other game, first of all, the hilarity that was him showing these guys how to defend, and then being like one of the worst defending Milan that we've seen in years. All right. You alienated both captains. You alienated Leao as well. These are players, not so much Calabria, and who the fuck signed off on Emerson Royale? Whoever did that needs to be fired. But I just want to say, I don't think management cares anymore. I think when you start thinking about how much money they're going to be on the hook for if they don't make top 4, I think maybe they're starting to sweat now. But Jerry is one of these guys, man. He bought something and he could give 2 fucks about it. He didn't know about it. He doesn't have the awareness to know not to go in front of a camera and say, I didn't even know how the history. You fucking idiot. Why would you admit that? The same with talking too much about Inter. They're the defending champions. Don't talk shit about nothing, all right? Just focus on getting your club better. And Ibra, like I echo, I would never thought I'd call him a clown. But at this point, you got to go. Because 1, I don't even know what the fuck your job title is. But 2, you're not helping nobody. You're not doing anything good. You are a part of hiring Fonseca, so you need to be held accountable. All right, maybe Furlani gets a pass because he's the money guy. I don't like him either. I want him gone too. But now it's like you hired the coach. Either help him reinforce the team. I guess you have no choice because of injuries, but you better do something, because I'm happy they're chanting. I feel bad for people who take time and go all the way to Italy to finally get the experience, and you get robbed of the experience you should be having when the Curva is in full passion about the team, and what you get is an hour-long, 90-minute of just them chanting to leave, Cardinale, leave, sell our team and leave. That's the team we've become.
Who's buying us?
I don't know, but the point is that
I'm going to tell you, no.
Saudi Arabia. That's it.
A second. No, they don't even want us. You want me to tell you what was said? Maybe you guys don't know this story, but here's a little thing. PIF came into Italy, wanted to purchase Milan from what's it called? Elliott.
Elliott.
Okay. They said that this league is not marketable and is not investable. You cannot invest in this league because of the way it's run. Okay. You know what the president Gravina said? She's a woman. What does she know about calcio? This is the mentality. If you guys want to be pissed off at someone, and this is what I tell everybody, and I say a lot of things that maybe I shouldn't, because you know what? I will upset a lot of people, but I think the fingers that are being pointed are even above our management. It's the people that manage this league. At the end of the day, you want to bring in money into this league. There's one thing that the Premier League has better than Italy. You want to know what it is? They speak English, okay? Which is the world language, okay? And in order to battle against that, you need to, A, revenue from stadium build. You need marketability. That will bring in the money, and that will hopefully fix the league, fix this team. But the problem is that you go and try to build something somewhere. Guess what happens? The government of Italy says, no, it's historic land. You cannot build there. Oh, no, you should just fix the San Siro and split it, and we can make the money.
Timmy, if we start talking about this, we're going to be here for hours about the problems in Italy.
100%. But what I'm saying is that I think the problem, right? Like, so that's, in my opinion, I think it's past that. And I don't mean to be a Jerry defending, but I think that the league itself, the Italian league, has to evolve. And if the fans in Italy and the old Italian mentality does not want to see evolution, then you're going to be stuck exactly where the fuck we are now.
But again, one thing that he mentioned that I want to say, you could be right that it's everything else as well. But this moron Jerry, again, said another ridiculous thing to a camera and a microphone. He said, I hired Ibrahimovic because who better to know Milan's history and the level the club needs to be at? Like, he didn't just fire the guy that knew it and was doing it. That's what I mean. With the incompetence that is the rest of the country, but you're fucking destroying everything. You walked in as a champion and you're destroying everything that you built.
You know, even a football Kush is in the comments. In the end, rumors coming out after, Conceição in diretta per Milano, Sarri was contacted, and to David Fante, he had sent this. He just wanted to know, how do you pronounce Conceição? And Stevie P, even though he wrote it, I'm going to let Stevie P send you a voice note to tell you how to pronounce
Conceição.
That's not the Stevie P pronunciation. Please, Timmy. Stay in your corner. Stay in your corner. But Sarri might have been contacted. Conceição coming out. I don't. At the beginning, they were talking about this coach here. Baby, do you believe this whole Sarri, Allegri were contacted? Conceição was waiting, and I know he's a different kind of coach, but do you believe in all the stories do you think Sarri would have been the solution? Allegri, I don't think Allegri was going to be the solution. This guy, supposedly, Conceição is a very hard-nosed guy, but all this information coming out, right? 6 month plan. It just seems like somebody on the inside is definitely saying something, because it doesn't seem like you get all this information from other clubs. But do you take any validity in us? Sarri was our first. Would you have been happy with Sarri as a replacement?
100%.
He was my second, always my second.
So if you had the choice between Allegri, Sarri, and Conceição
number one.
Sarri to you?
Because we have good Italian coaches. I don't understand why we got to go waste our time with a foreign coach.
Okay, so
very honestly, because Sarri was a guy that plays good football. You just need to give him a couple of years. I mean, a couple of seasons, and you could do good. I would have tried that. The goal was always to get Conte, but we all know with this team, it was never going to happen, because the moment that somebody asks for more money to buy somebody, it's what it is. But going back to Fonseca, I want to say, though, as a man, wonderful man. We got to be honest. It was never his fault. He wasn't meant to be on a stage like that. He did his best. We couldn't ask for more. The real Jesus is the club. Now the club did it again by, first of all, this is the same club that wanted to get Lopetegui. Don't forget that. We all revolved about getting Lopetegui, and they moved away from it. But they got somebody that was probably just as bad, if not worse. So then what was the point? You want to listen to us the first time, but you don't listen to us the second time. So don't make believe like you give a fuck what we have to say, because we don't. Because you don't.
So I'm gonna take your words from maybe 10-15 minutes ago and throw this to Fabio, where I'm with you. I think this is gonna happen. Somehow, some way, we're gonna win the Supercoppa. People are gonna praise the new coach, right?
100%.
Because what happens, and title is give us back our panettone, because se l'ha mangiato panettone, but we have to give it back. And at what point, all of a sudden, he puts a 5, 6, 7 game winning streak, gets us back in Champions League. do people are still going to complain about management? Because in the end, I don't know, like, are people still going to be fixated, Fabio, to you, fixated on management, or was the coach? Because then the argument could be made the other way, is that somehow, some way, we continue playing like shit. What's the problem now, guys? Is it the players? You know? So
again, it could still be everything. But my point is that as much as we hate on Jerry, and I really don't like him, and I don't like the feel of people looking at American owner like an imbecile and then looking terrible on us.
Let me stop you right there. Hold on. Let me stop you right there, because you've been called a Jerry lover. We've had fun with this, and I've seen some videos being clipped. This is a little side note, guys, of Fabio or Gio with an American flag. And guys, let's put this something fucking straight here. When Jerry bought the club, everybody was fucking happy. And let's not forget, when Young Hong Lee bought the club, everybody was doing fucking 100%. Cartwheels outside. Okay,
we are so
rich.
stop
saying.
Yeah,
stop. The wool was pulled over our eyes. Okay, these new owners came in. Everybody was excited. So if you want to call us fucking Jerry lovers, call us whatever the fuck you want. Us, we've had fun with it, because you know what? Social media is not fucking real life. So if you want to clip out videos of Fabio this and Fabio's not perfect. I'm not fucking, look at me. I'm not far from perfect, but you all love fucking Jerry when he came in, and you all loved fucking Young Hong Lee when he came in, when he spent 280 fucking million. Everybody, woo!
Oh yeah, I remember everybody going crazy over Ricardo Rodriguez, Villa, Bonucci. Well, we forgot we were buying a guy every 3 days. We were doing le cose formali. Now
passiamo le cose formali.
They're all like that. Everybody's like that. Everybody wants to forget. And he's right. If this team wins 7 in a row, they're all going to forget. You remember what happened last summer? We beat Manchester City. We beat Real Madrid. And we beat
Barcelona.
Everybody, oh my God, Fonseca. You see how long it takes for them to forget? They know. Look at these assholes. They're going to spend big money on merchandise. A couple of wins in the preseason. They're all hyped. You see how fast they forget? And they're right.
I was excited when Biglia was coming to Milan. Bella Madonna, Libano. How much we pay for 30 million?
Yeah, and then he said Porto Lazio.
And then he said
a Milan player.
Oh my God.
You know what? You seem to know Conceição a bit more, Timmy. You know, do you think Omar says, do you think the new coach wing play will benefit players like Theo and Leao?
100%. I mean, guys, I just think overall, like, look, I'll be honest. I really like Conceição. He's the guy that I wanted for Milan since the beginning when they were talking about a new coach to replace Pioli. Okay, I really like him. He's a new guy. He's not a guy that's been around for that long. Okay, he's a good coach. He's wanted by many clubs. He will not take no for an answer. This guy, exactly. Okay, yeah, the Portuguese league is, whatever, but he went on to win championships with Porto consecutively. Okay, he left, and who started taking over? Guys, Sportings, the Benficas, and stuff like that. But I don't know how to say it. I think the fact is that people, in my opinion, people can no longer complain about not having a good coach. Now we got to see what he does with the team. And I'll be honest, if I see the team playing like shit and the players playing like shit, I don't want to hear anybody talk about the coach doesn't have them well. He's a hard ass. Okay, he knows what he has to do. I've talked to many people today when I found out. People posted it, and I had my Porto friend tell me, and Fab saw it too, Tristan. He goes, guys, great signing. He's an amazing coach. I had Benfica fans. I had West Ham fans. There's one of our guys that come to the club. He likes West Ham as well, wanted him. Like, he's a wanted coach. We finally got a good coach that's an up-and-coming coach. And I think now it's the blame game. So now we got to see if it's management or if it's the players. And we wait and see, because the blaming of the coach, in my opinion, is over with now. Over with. He cannot be blamed anymore.
We shall see.
I have full faith with the guy.
Fabio Vinny Mancini, we took out Amadonna yesterday in the pregame,
I did,
but
yeah.
Amadonna didn't come out for good for us. But so it's like, so it looks like trophies are no longer an objective for this team and ownership. The reason why I bring this up is due to the 6-month Fonseca clause and now 6 months clause with Conceição. They set up Fonseca for failure and knew it. Management waits until the last minute to fire the manager. We're now left with a new coach and unprepared squad that won't be ready for the Super Cup, which we're still going to win. What are your thoughts on Milan's new objectives with this coach and your thoughts on another 6 months term for Conceição? Do you think this provides the new manager with confidence on a project, or will this harm his and the squad's objectives further? As always, thanks MVP, Forza Milan. His objectives got to be Champions League soccer. I don't think there's any.
Make top 4. I wouldn't even go as far as saying winning the Supercopa, because that's a little unrealistic in regards to with the injuries and how soon we have to play that mini tournament. So that's kind of rough. Coppa Italia would be great. Get us far in Coppa Italia. But the main real thing is that, one, you have to get us into top 4 or at least squeak out that top 5, right? And where we get with the Champions League. But I just wanted to highlight Compadre Frank's comment, because we're really at the point of no return with management now, all right? So if this doesn't work out with this coach and we
100%.
miss out on Champions League, not only is this coach only here for 6 months and then we restart again next summer, but somebody at the top needs to be fired. Now, I just wanted to echo this words. Jerry supposedly went past Ibra to make the firing of Fonseca.
Oh, stop it. Stop
I
it.
don't
Don't
know.
believe that shit.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if he did the
You're
Google
telling me
Translate and sent
You're
it.
telling me Jerry went in and fired.
I don't believe
Come on.
Ibra and these guys do anything. I honestly, they don't talk to the media. They don't do anything. So as far as I'm concerned, they don't even have the decency to come out and talk to the media and tell us what's going on. So what's
That's
the
a good
difference
point. Frank
that they're
brings
going
up
to
a really good
fire
point.
people here? Honestly, I just think this is their moment. If it wasn't Jerry and it was these 3 stooges who decided this, right? Fine. You fired the guy. All right. Let's get it all together for the last 6 months. If we can piece this together, we could start to turn things around. But I honestly don't see it. I think we've dug ourselves too big a hole. And when I think about this, I might need to go buy like fucking 8 Madonnas here,
Guys,
because
look
I
at-
don't think it's going to be
Sorry.
enough, to be honest.
If you don't mind bringing up Frank's comment, because that makes that's a really good point. Is that Conceição implemented that 6-month clause? Okay, that was implemented by him, because if he turns around and says this team's fucked, nobody's helping me, he can go to a big club and get paid big dollars. So to come in and not get any help from the management, then literally we have nothing to blame but the management after this.
Did they give him an actual apartment, or is he sleeping in the same room at Milanello that
Then Fonseca.
the Fonseca?
I don't know.
You know,
His Italian's good though. I don't know if you guys caught the little.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He played.
Yeah, don't even mention it. Shut up.
you
Don't
know,
mention where he did in Italy.
Pep, for the fan that you are, the love. Look at all those jerseys. Quite the collection. I've heard the collection from many of your friends. But I go back to Nathan's question. According to you, how would they regain the supporters' trust? This because if
Like
we
Al
really
Davis
do,
used to say, just win, baby.
Yeah.
But you got to buy the players to win.
so somehow, some way, we make Champions League.
Yeah. Huh?
We make
Champions League. Champions League is the minimum, though. Like you should have won. Scudetto should have been the minimum this year. I'm sorry, we needed to be.
Now.
Don't tell me, but we have Emerson and Royale. Sure, you fucking bought them. You had a better chance. Why are you sleeping? Why did we get to August and everybody else signs all these free agents, and we're there like this? Let's wait. Like something's gonna happen, and then September comes. Oh, it's okay. We'll get them in January when we don't buy nobody. You gotta buy players. You gotta win. So basically, the only way you get people to forget about it and embrace you, just win.
I think that's the solution.
It's easier said than done, but you gotta have the right people. Come on, they could have done so much better. Like I saw Dybala yesterday. Dybala was one of the guys. That's the only mistake that Maldini made. Maldini had a chance to get Dybala, and he never did get him. Forget about the Gedele. Maybe that wasn't meant. He wasn't meant to play for that coach. He was only going to flourish with Gasperini. Some players cannot play in certain places. It's just the way it is. Doesn't mean that they suck. But we had chances to get players that we never did. So now what you have to do is you just got to win. Winning cures it all. But in order to win, you're not going to win with Calabria, Emerson Royal, Musa, Terracciano. You're not going to win with these players. Morata is not even there. You did some good signings, but most of the times, all the money that you spend it poorly.
You did. You definitely did spend it poorly. And just like, look at Atalanta losing. Look, 2 days later, Retegui, like all these teams seems to, like, when they had their eyes on signings, they did it. And winning cures all. I like that. Winning cures all. But in the end, guys, the people that hate the management, don't change your tune. Because if you hate the management, whether we're winning or losing. So to me, ci solo il colore. I'll always love my beloved Milan. I can have a problem with the management, but again, it is easy we can nitpick, just the way nitpicked at Silvio the last few years that he was there, and a lot of people blamed Silvio for being in the position that we were in. But we're not going to talk about the great things he did before. We're always going to look at the one bad thing, right? So, in the end, guys. Win.
Look at how he left the team, right? Like,
win.
What he did.
Just win. Speaking of all this stuff going on, I know Omar sent us the post there, and I tried to AI it in English. It's a very long post. Fabio, did you have a chance to look at La Curva Sud statement? And it's very. I was reading some comments on the Facebook post, and some guys are there and just like, guys, you know what? Very calmly, let's just show up in the next game and just stop the turnstiles from coming in. We're not going to do it with violence. We're just going to protest and do it this way. And in the end, I think you have every right to protest 100%. But I don't think La Curva not showing up in La Curva, what does that mean to Jerry? Jerry doesn't give a fuck about La Curva showing up, La Curva not showing up.
Guys, I don't think they give a fuck about who goes to the stadium, because at the end of the day, you got guys that are outside. There's more fans. Okay, put it this way: there's 500 million AC Milan fans. Okay, 500 million. The guys that spend the money, or the 60K that show up, or the Curva Sud, the 30, whatever, the 1,000 of them that go there. What really makes the difference in the pocket of someone? Guys not showing up to the game, or the fucking other 450 million people that are buying the merch? Right? It means nothing. And
they have a lot of pull. They have a lot of pull, but do you think it helps?
They used to have more. I don't think they have.
One guy wrote, he goes, it's funny. He goes that when you let go of Maldini, La Curva, what was your statement at the time? We are unhappy, but we're going to support the decision of questa società. We'll see where this goes. And now, going with the... I've seen a lot of people going against La Curva. I don't know if, Pepe, about you, like a lot of, not against, but very like, no, we're not gonna go along with your thoughts of La Curva. I think I know the frustration is there, but we've seen this frustration. I don't know if you've had time to read the whole statement from La Curva Sud. It's just basically saying, società like this, and basically really, really, really being against the management. And again, I'm always a kind of person. You want to complain? Okay. Where are we going with this? So a lot of people, Fonseca out, or back last year was, Pioli out. And I will be like, okay, what's your plan? So I read the Curva's thing, and I said, okay, Curva, what's your plan? So I don't know. Do you agree with La Curva? No, we should stop Manco non più un euro to dare questo Milan. And I like, Faz saying la squadra va sostenuta sempre. That's the way I feel. Would I go to Italy every year to go watch a game if they were like 15th, 16th in the season in the Serie A? Probably not, but I would still support my team. Where do you stand with La Curva's comments and really being, you know, I saw those chants, Fab. You sent me those chants there, like Vattene. And can you want to play it there, or did you see this, guys?
I said we.
So I guess you're agreeing with La Curva and
I think they took their sweetest time to finally like open their mouths. You know, we went to celebrate Franco's 40th birthday. We all went to see Milan Sassuolo, which was the Milan Sassuolo that finished 2-5. And the Curva stopped everybody. We're not gonna do this. We're gonna support the team. We're gonna clap for the team. When they didn't deserve to be you know, clapped and supported. However, they took too long. And you mentioned Maldini. That was a mistake by the Curva. Because Maldini, it seems like Maldini's got this hate affair with the Curva, because it's not the first time that he gets stuck up his ass. It happened when he retired, and you saw what happened.
I remember.
2009.
And again, he didn't get any support when that happened, because that was a big scumbag move. And what the kiss of death for Maldini was when he opened his mouth on CBS during that semifinal against Inter, and he actually said, you know, to get here we have to spend money. That's just how it is. You know, we have to compete, to sign players. You got to spend money. The moment he said that, that was his freaking death sentence. And in the end, yes, what does that do when people leave? You guys got to understand, yes, you go to a game. Sometimes it's like the same things that I hear on WFAN. Oh, but, you know, we went to see the Knicks against the Lakers. But LeBron James, they sat him there. You know, I spend a lot of money to see LeBron James play. Or I spend a lot of money to go see the Curva do with their flags and stuff like that. My friend, this is not what it is. Because if you don't do nothing, yes, maybe nothing changes anyway. But if you don't do nothing, they say, okay, they're good. They're waving their fucking flags. They have their banners out. They're chanting. Doesn't make a difference. Will it do something? No. But you know what? You make enough noise that you have a little bit of unstable. Yes, maybe that doesn't help the fan. Maybe do you think that brings a bad harmony to the team? But that's how it works in Italy. You gotta protest. You gotta shake the environment a little bit. You know, you're not going there and beating up the guys. Although some of them deserve a good slap in the face. Don't forget, nobody has talked about. Everybody swept under the rug what happened between Theo and Leao. That was a very bad thing to do. Like, if that was the coach doing something like this, so the coach is always the one that pays. I'm sorry, and I'm not defending Fonseca because I didn't think he should have been there in the first place. But like, we all completely forgot about Leao and during the cooling break on their own. Like this, everything has been in shambles in this team. The locker room, it's just and the ownership has done nothing to disciplinary anybody. They've done nothing to even bring up the option, the issue. Everything has been swept under the rug. And of course, to fix the problem? What are we gonna do? We'll get rid of the coach because that's just the easiest thing to do. But you guys created this mess.
Now fix it.
Don't blame it on Fonseca.
Now just fix it, right? So I hear what you're saying on those comments of like, you know, you need to protest. You need to protest because that's the way it is in Italy. But if the owners don't understand the way it works, but I'm gonna go back to exactly your words. Win cures it all, guys. We need. I'm with. I have to put what, $100 on Supercoppa. Milan, you said the $100. Let me put the Fabio. I don't bet anymore. Can you put me down for $100 on
Canadian?
You know what? Don't
Canadian
come
or
to me.
US?
Canadian. So $23 American, please. In the end, how do you feel? Let's finish this off with. Let me make sure that I got all the questions. Or I do have all the questions. TVP at all is okay. And what do we have? Parting shots. What do we? 160 Canadian.
Yeah, Franco's a rich man. He bought everybody's meal at the bar. He said, "Oh, $1,000 Canadian. It's only $400 American. No problem."
Splash the cash. Splash the cash. How does Milan respond against Juve on Friday? Let's be honest. You know, the team is in shambles. You got a brand new coach. I'm not going to judge him from the little clips I saw today on social media, but We got Juventus on Friday, Supercoppa. If we win, we'll make it to. Excuse me, when we win.
This is a father
That's
versus
another
son
thing.
match.
It's a father and son grudge match. Also, another player I wanted on our team, but that's okay.
According to you, how do we respond? And do you see any lineup changes? Timmy, let's go with you.
Lineup changes, 100%. We're going to see something. I don't think he's going to walk in with the same lineup. Again, he might say, fuck, I don't have enough time. We need to kind of start with the same core that's played the last few games. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say. And again, it depends on who's there, who he sees playing, and there's so much. Honestly, I don't know what's gonna happen, but again, it's depends on who's healthy. But there's two ways. He's either gonna switch it up and go for what he thinks is the best starting 11, or he's gonna say, I kind of need to. I don't have enough time. I need to work with the basis that Fonseca left me, and then we go and thing. And he's a winger. He's a 4-3-3 coach. Potentially a 3. Like a 3 in the back, but yeah. But I mean, it gives more freedom to Theo and guys like Emerson Royale to move up, or you put Jimenez there. But you know, again, I don't know.
Did you say Emerson Royale moving up?
Yeah.
Interesting. Man,
I said that
He's moving out.
Yeah,
He's
moving
out.
He's moving on up to the east side.
To the east side.
I think, honestly, all I want to end with is that I am once again going to give this ownership a chance to make up for what they caused already. They have 6 months to do it. If this coach can't do it because they're not supporting him, then 100% I'm going to be on a Jerry needs to get the fuck out. These are the last 6 months with this guy.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm at my last 6 months, but I'm not as delusional to think that we can force this guy to sell. I think the only way he sells is when he can turn a profit on the team,
and nobody wants
before
to buy.
Time runs out. Which nobody I know it's gonna have a hard time getting to that. But to me, they have 6 months. I like this coach. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm watching YouTube of them training. I don't know why I'm doing it. I understand anything's going on.
Because you're a sucker.
Listen, I was getting flashbacks of July. All right,
watch before.
Listen, I thought this guy was the right choice in the summer. He's a winner. He has a chance to turn things around. Whether he does it against Juve, I don't know. It's a pretty tall ask when we don't know Pulisic's standing. We don't know if Leao's going to be healthy and what guys are going to be available. So you know what? Let's just get the team playing in a way that we don't want to kill ourselves after watching them. Is that too much to ask? That's all I want. Start baby steps, like Bill Murray, baby steps. All right. What about Bob? That's a reference. Now.
I don't know why everybody thinks that Jedi is going to sell or go anywhere. The guy just refinanced this fucking.
Yeah, no, he's not going anywhere. At least,
and nobody wants to buy. Nobody wants to buy right
now. Listen,
guys.
As soon as he can flip, he will get out of here.
The only way he flips for anything is if he gets a stadium, and he ain't getting that anytime soon.
Yeah. They've been working on it for the last 5 years. I'm always been a kind of let's wait and see kind of guy. You know, when Maldini was fired, I wasn't happy, but I'm always trying to okay, let's wait and see. And right now, this let's wait and see for me, even Mr. Positivity has been called. I'm with you guys 6 months, because in the end, you're getting a more experienced coach, a winning coach. If the players don't have it, I just don't see how we went from hating on Pioli, and it just seemed like Pioli was the guy that kept this team gelled together, as hard as they may be to understand. And maybe I'm not saying Pioli was the solution for the season, guys, but it's just hindsight and looking back at holy shit, Pioli kept this team gelled. We weren't the best last year by all means. And I just don't understand how this team from last year to this year is just completely in shambles. So the one common denominator in there, the big difference was the coach. So yes, he's the easy scapegoat, but I do agree with what everybody said tonight is that he was not helped whatsoever, right? He was left to his own things. And again, chapeau, as we would say up here, to Fonseca for going out as a gentleman. You wanted to do parting shots, Fab?
I'll go first, and then we'll go our guests on the parting shot. One, I have to just highlight this for all the stupid shit that happens at Milan from their management and owners. There's one guy who at least knows what he's doing in Milan, and we can have faith in him, and his name is Peter Morgan. All right? And again, I'm just going to say, if you saw this clip of this young Irish kid, I don't know what family member tortured him to make him a Milan fan at such a young age, but they did. And he got a little Christmas gift and was going to Milan, and this was circulating all over Twitter and Instagram, and Milan got wind of it. And of course, Peter Morgan, the class act that he is, they set up such a great, got to meet Ibra, got to take pictures on the field, got to go in the locker room. Again, somebody please do a video for me where I can cry so that Milan sees it and does something nice for me when I go. But this kid had a great experience, exactly what you want to hopefully build memories in the future. See, there's some parts that they still do well. It's just the field stuff. They really fuck up so bad right now.
How about you, Timmy? Any parting shots for you? Any closing comments? What say you? And how do we pronounce it again?
Do you want me to do the Stevie way or
no, the real way, so we can have like a reference, and then Steve is just gonna butcher. Conceição.
Conceição.
You hear that, Stevie? We're gonna record. I'm gonna send it to him. Thank you.
Yeah. Honestly, parting shots, guys. I wish for the best. Like at the end of the day, I get it. I was really hoping that the North American way would have helped this league. I think the potential was there. I think the stadium being built would be nice. I think there's a lot of things holding us back, being the FIGC and the government. I'm giving it, like I said, I'm giving it 6 months. I really have a lot of faith in this coach. I think he's on his way up to be one of the best coaches. And, and it's the new era. And I think this is what we need. We have 6 months. If he's able to bring one of these trophies, the Supercoppa, the Coppa Italia, get us back to 4th, and they re-sign him and they give him some players, I think we'll be okay next year. What I'm scared is that none of that happens. He has that clause that he can walk out. He goes to the Premier League, gets paid big bucks, and we get the
Bonera as a coach,
or then we get the Saudi that everybody wants, and then he goes through the same shit, right?
And then new beginnings once again. Okay, well, listen. You're a hopeless romantic like me. Hopefully, we got 6 months.
We got 6 months.
You have a special parting shot for us, compadre P.
Just win.
Yeah.
I'm on a few words.
That's all I care. At this point, I'm expecting the worst. I don't know what this guy could do in Italy. I don't give a fuck what he did in Porto. This is Italy. It's a different world. He's played here, yes. He may know something about it. I got to see how he's gonna adapt. He may end up being the next Mourinho, or he may end up being the next Gianpaolo. We don't know.
Yeah.
At this point, it's no speculation. But you know what? They're gonna win against Juve because this team has nothing to do with Fonseca. This team is just bipolar by nature. So,
and we're gonna win convincingly. Watch, we're gonna win, and then all of a sudden, siamo tornati. People.
You know how it is. It's so hot, up and down, that it's not even like. Come on, this guy managed to beat Inter. And Real Madrid. You're in Madrid.
And make it look good. Like we looked like the better team. It's not like we were sitting back and defending. Yeah, it's insane.
Like I don't even think, and me and we're wrestling fans, so we have, we could relate. I don't even think you could write that on a storyline and make it believable. The way this makes no sense.
This is like Doink the Count winning the championship or something.
Are we going to finish the story? Just to quote somebody? I don't know what kind of story. I don't even think we started a book already.
We're such marks, all wrestling marks. Yeah. Yes, then on Monday, La Finale, because leave it to Serie A to make these Supercoppa Italiana finals. Who knows? Maybe Milan-Inter in the finals. Who knows?
Well,
Anyways, guys.
I think Atalanta's beating Inter.
You think? We'll see. But anyways, no, game is on Friday and Saturday.
Friday, and then the finale.
Both games are on Friday, right? Yeah, both games
so,
are.
Yeah. Just a shout out for our club, NYC. They will be there tomorrow at the Football Factory, Legends Bar, 33rd and 5th Avenue. Go check the club
Tomorrow.
out. I'm sure
To do what tomorrow? New Year's Eve tomorrow.
New Year's Eve?
Not tomorrow, Friday. I'm
Friday.
sorry. I don't know
I
what
thought you guys
fucking
were having
day
New
is.
Year's Eve.
Milan
parties.
Club New York. They're such
No.
passionate that they show up 3 days before the
Yeah.
game.
Guess what? Right now, like especially tomorrow, you stay the fuck away from Manhattan.
From New York.
Yes.
Oh, that's true.
Just in general, you don't go
Yeah.
anywhere near that borough.
There we go. So Milan Club Toronto, Milan
Shout
Club
out
New
Milan
York,
Club
Milan
Toronto.
Club Montreal. Shout out to Milan Club Philly, Milan Club Boston. We like to call ourselves the 5 families of the Milan clubs of North America. Guys, tomorrow, most importantly, Milan can step aside, be with your families, enjoy yourselves, bring in 2025 in a more festive mood. Hopefully 2025 starts with somewhat of a great performance. And look at this guy. Look at this guy.
I'm making a bella
Did you
pasta
pay extra
carbonara
to get that
I learned.
option on the
I don't know where it came from, but I love it.
I'm making a bella pasta carbonara that I learned from my cousin when I was in Milan in March. So I'm
Very
excited
nice.
about that.
And Fabio's just going to be
With
doing these little
guanciale.
things on the
Yeah.
Jesus
Oh my God.
Christ.
Oh, this is crazy. He loves it. Look at him. That's amazing.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
man.
Do it again.
Once again,
I'm
thank
I'm
you,
gonna see if
Patreon.
Jack can put this up in the Football Factory.
Whoa.
You know what I think is that we sent some money to Fabio to help him to pay for this MacBook. I think the money we sent him went for these special effects. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Can
it's
I get
like
that
us.
package there?
Yeah, it's like us. We spend all this money on all this merchandise. They get record sales, and then they buy us Emerson Royale instead of buying us like a good fucking player. Where's the money going? I don't know.
Man, I was so hopeful. I was like, Brazil needs a good right back. He's gonna come prove himself. He did fucking nothing like that.
I'm still going with he's not that bad. He's not that bad. I'm sorry, guys. I'm
the
not.
agenda. It's the agenda.
Guys, honestly, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Again, a happy new year. Even to you, football coach guys, check out him. He's got always great content on his channel. And let's not take social media so seriously. Thank you to Patreon. Thank you to you guys. Thank you to all Milan fans, even our haters. It's all good. We'll take them all. What is he writing there? Suka. Let's go with a tutti voi un buon anno, happy new year, and buon année a tous, ovunque e sempre.
Forza.
Forza
Forza
Milan.
Milan!